Hey guys, we're gonna make some stir fry here at the house. I looked up a recipe online. I didn't quite like exactly how it went across, so I touched it up a little bit. We're gonna use a little bit of this oyster sauce. This is Dynasty. It's pretty cheap. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to use exactly 2/3 of a cup of this stuff. Pours kind of slow. Kind of like ketchup gets a bubble. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to put the entire bottle in there. It's not going to hurt anything. It's a 9-ounce bottle. Give me a second, I'm going to get a spoon. Okay, I went and grabbed a spoon real quick, just to get the rest of it out. This is not anything that's just hard to do, but I know some people have issues with, they see a recipe and don't know exactly what to do with it afterwards. It's kind of a dark, kind of a strong smelling stuff. This is a 1 teaspoon. I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in it. I'm going to put a teaspoon of onion powder, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of garlic powder. Garlic powder, or garlic, is a pretty popular substance in Oriental foods. Most people, if you ever go to the hibachi thing, oh, that was too much. Pull that back out. That was about a half of a tablespoon. Then we have pure sesame oil. This stuff is a little expensive, but you don't have to use a lot of it. I'll tell you what, before I do that, let's put the sugar, the brown sugar in. This is Splenda brown sugar, so it's not going to be too much for you. As far as there's enough salt and everything else in it, it's going to be bad for you. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons, just a little less than 2 tablespoons of this. This has a really, really sweet smell. I enjoy the way it smells. And then soy sauce, of course. 2 tablespoons of that. And then we are done with that part. Then we're just going to take a whisk. We're just going to whisk it until the sugar and the other powders kind of dissolve into the mixture. I did forget one thing. Give me 1 second. Okay, I forgot the cornstarch. That's a pretty important thing. Helps for the thickening. I'm going to put about 3 teaspoons, because I want it to have a good thick texture whenever it's in the stir fry. It just gives it a saucy and more, I'm making a mess here, a gravy-like texture whenever it's heated up. Because whenever I'm doing the stir fry, and it's just going to have just general vegetables like, it's going to have carrot and cabbage and broccoli and peppers, just whatever you like is what you can put in it. And I'm going to use chicken. I got about a pound of chicken, just a little over a pound of chicken. I'm going to stir fry that up in just a minute. I'm going to let this sit, and we'll go over the stir frying of the chicken here in just a second, just so in case anybody needs any help with that. Okay guys, what I've done is I've preheated my skillet. I don't have a wok, so of course I don't use it. I've got the temperature turned between 6, 7. I don't want to get it too hot because I use olive oil, and olive oil has a low smoke point, which means it'll burn quick. I like to put a little bit of butter because it'll help it with the smoke point. It helps keep it from burning as quickly and easily, and it also helps a little bit of flavor. Chicken, this is about a pound of chicken. I'm just going to stir fry the chicken. It'll take a few minutes for the chicken to cook. Not anything crazy. I guess you could call me the messy chef. I guess it should be noted, I'm not a culinary professionally trained or anything like that. Probably you could tell as I make my little mess, but I'm pretty well known for my ability to cook. And what I do is I take the recipes that I find and I make them where my family likes them, and it's cheaper, and plus, quite honestly, it's very good. One thing you'll notice too, I'm not going to put any seasoning at all in this, other than the olive oil and other than the butter. That's it. I'm not putting anything else in there. The reason for that is because all of the seasoning is already in my sauce that I made earlier that you saw. So after this gets done cooking, I'll be back with you. It'll take about 10 or 12 minutes for it to cook, and then we'll start up and I'll show you how to stir fry your vegetables into it. Okay, I've got the chicken just about done, and you notice there's some moisture in the bottom of it. It's not going to be quite enough to do with what I needed to do, but if you notice in the vegetables, just a little bit of everything. This is there's some beans and some peppers, some celery, some cabbage, broccoli, just a little bit of everything, just to kind of give it a flexible taste for everybody. I turn the heat up because when I put these in, these are cold. These are cold, of course, and you put them in there, it's going to reduce the temperature of the skillet. Reduces the temperature of the skillet, it's going to take things a lot longer to start cooking, and that's not what we want. We want things. These are actually going to have to, regardless of the term stir fry, it's going to be doing a lot of steaming. A lot of steaming is going to go on. People say stir fry, stir fry, stir fry, and that's fine. And it's in a skillet, and there's oil, and it does fry a little bit. But we're looking for a steaming. And if you notice, there's not that much moisture in the bottom anymore. It's just about gone. All right, so what we have to do is we're going to have to put some moisture in. Which is going to serve two purposes. One, it's going to get warm. And if you notice, what I'm doing is I'm going to fill this thing up to close to about half the skillet. Okay, and the reason for that is because it's going to get hot. It's going to start steaming. But when I put the sauce in there, all of the remaining moisture after this gets done cooking is going to turn into your sauce. That's going to cover your rice. That's going to cover, your plate and your dish in general. So you've got to make sure to have a good amount of moisture in there. And it looks like a lot. It looks like too much. Probably 25% of that is going to be reduced to nothing whenever I put a lid on this and start steaming it. And then whenever it's finished cooking, then when it's finished steaming, I'm going to put the sauce in, stir it in, and it's all going to thicken up because that cornstarch is going to be in there. It's going to make it almost a gravy texture, like it is whenever you go and get beef broccoli at the Chinese restaurants that you like, or any other sauces. It's going to have that sauce texture. But the only way to get that is to have something add in there. And I like to do this because you get a chicken broth from the chicken that's in there, and then you get a combination of the flavors from the vegetables that's going to be in the sauce, which is going to give it that much more flavor. I learned a new term watching these cooking shows, and they call it cooking profile, or not cooking profile, layers of flavor. And that's basically what you're going to get. You're going to get layers of flavor, more flavor, because you're taking and you're condensing things down to where you have more taste going to be, in small areas. So, like I said, I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I've been cooking for about 30 years, and I'm pretty well known amongst my family and friends as far as my ability to cook. This looks like a throw together right now. You notice it's starting to steam up. I'm gonna pause it for a minute, let it steam, let the vegetables get done cooking, then we'll show you what's next. Okay, what we've done is I've steam slash boil, whatever you want to call it, this for 5 minutes is what it's been going on. And if you notice, not nearly as much liquid in there. But now we're going to take this mixture and we're going to put this in there. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it down after I get it put in. Turn the heat down. Now you can play with the recipe, of course. That's what I did to get it to where it was a little bit more our speed, to where the family likes it. Okay, now I'm going to bring it on down to about 7. And if you'll notice, it's going to start thickening up. And that's that cornstarch. The cornstarch is going to make it thicken up into that nice thick sauce. And I wish you could smell it because it smells really, really good. And of course, while it's warm, it's going to be, it's going to be thinner. But once you turn it down, but you notice the difference. So there is, that's my version of stir fry. I do it like that. The family likes it. Just needs to sit for a minute because of course it's extremely hot. We've done some rice over here. We got some just regular white rice over here that my wife has made. And then we have our stir fry. We'll be hitting it in a minute. Good flavor. Very good flavor. Like I said, mess with the recipe a little bit. Reduce the salt if you want to. Reduce this or that. Add a little more sugar. I like a little bit more brown sugar than what I put in this one, but I didn't want to make it too sweet for you first time people going on about this. Alright, so that's it. Next thing we'll do is sit down and we'll eat it. Thanks, guys. Alright, this is what it looks like sitting on the table. You have have the stir fry that you saw us make, and then we've got the rice over here. This is a good portion. This is where I like it. I like the juice and everything in it and everything to make it just mix all well. Good and hot. Really good. I like it a little sweeter. Double up on the sugar myself. But a lot of flavor. Really good. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna eat.